Good morning. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Gail Verdi, one of the licensed practitioners here in this center. Thank you for joining me in person and on the love stream for meditation this morning. Let's prepare ourselves. I'm going to make some suggestions, but feel free to do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. Imagine there's a thread holding your head and neck up. Straighten your spine to allow the energy to flow up and down freely. Place your feet firmly on the floor. Feel the chair supporting you. Your hands are on your lap with your palms up. Leave space between your fingers. They're like antennae receiving energy from the universe. Loosen the muscles in your jaw and shoulders. Close your eyes. Listen to your breath going in and out. Should you be distracted at any time, just focus on your breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, moving through you, and then leaving through your nostrils. Please do that a couple of times until you feel yourself relaxing. Allow the roots from the bottom of your feet anchor you to the floor and travel to the center of the earth. You are now connected to Mother Earth. Her compassionate energy fills you completely. Breathe deeply as you allow your mind to travel into your higher self. Now it is time to listen for the answer to that question you're always asking yourself. When you hear my voice again, it will be time to return to the sanctuary. It's now time to come back to the sanctuary. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your hands and feet. Slowly open your eyes and look around the room. In closing, I'm going to share my favorite Sanskrit prayer with you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friend, Spirit, thank you for my friend.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing,
This healing, this healing day.
thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Yowza! That was elevation opening the house up. Quite an entrance, you all. Good morning, everybody. How are ya? I am so pleased to see you all out today. And hello to our Love Stream people. Thank you for joining us as well. I didn't know if we would have people because it's Calgary and it's really nice out. And what I know about Calgarians is if the weather is too lousy or too nice, you don't show up. And so my morning prayer is always let the weather be just icky enough to bring people out. So welcome, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Pat Campbell. I am the spiritual director of the center here. And if you liked that opening number, you know what? This is us. This is how we show up every Sunday. We have wonderful music. We have fabulous people here. We've got our sound people are absolutely amazing. This is a cool place to be on Sunday mornings. Would you agree? Yes, absolutely. If you are new to our teaching, hold on. There we go. If you are new to our teaching, I'll just do a little quick explanation. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We don't call ourselves a religion. That's too limiting. We are a philosophy. We are a way of life. And if this works for you, if what you hear today resonates with you, that's absolutely wonderful. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. Maybe you don't like rock and roll music first thing on a Sunday morning. Oh, well. We like us, but anyway, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're absolutely welcome here. And I want to say that if there's anybody who is with us for the first time, we're not going to point you out or make you stand up or anything. We used to. We got over that. But if you would like to visit what we call our Discover Center in the lobby after the service, get some information about the center and ask any questions or anything like that, and just know you're super, super welcome here. Thank you. And to our Love Stream people here as well, if you're tuning in for the first time, we're really pleased that you are here. So today's a little bit unusual, but we're going to do a lot of the things the same. Then we're going to change things up just a little bit. But we are going to sing what we call our Kong song. This happens to be my favorite Kong song, and we haven't done it for a while. And it is, I am opening up in Sweet Surrender. You're going to learn it so fast, but it does have kind of a beat to it. So if you're standing here like you're in church, get your body moving a little bit.
I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender. I am opening.
That's a good one, isn't it? I just love it. I just feel like I want to dance. Oh, wait, I was. So we have a number of things that are going on here at the center, the first one of which is this afternoon, actually right after service, right around 12:30. Our speaker for the day is going to be doing a workshop called The Power of Intentional Giving, Expressing Your Eternal Nature Through Legacy Giving. Our speaker, I'll introduce him more in just a bit, but he is an expert in this field. And it is such a gift that he is here to talk to us about how the act of intentional giving can certainly up-level our lives and up-level how we show up in the world. And his talk is going to be more about the theory of it, and the workshop afterwards is going to be a little bit more about the brass tacks. So that's right after the service. You got just about enough time to get down to Tim's. Ooh, yum. Get down to Tim's, get something to nosh on, and then come back here for 12:30 and maybe till 2, do you think? Yeah, somewhere around that, 2:30? Okay, so that's available to you. Investment is only $20, and we'll look forward to seeing the people there for that. The Peace Walk is next Sunday. I don't know, I got to talk about the rock. Yeah, next Saturday, that's right. I know the schedule. I just pretend I don't so you guys feel smart. Yeah, thank you. You know, we had a bunch of people show up yesterday to paint the rocks, and I don't know if you saw them. They're out in the lobby also. They are absolutely beautiful. They're like works of art. So those rocks are going to be going with people on the Peace Walk on Saturday at 2 o'clock at the north side of the Peace Bridge, right on Memorial Drive. And we're joining with some other spiritual groups, Unity and the Shindao organization. And it's just going to be a walk through town with the intention of spreading peace and giving peace rocks and of saying peace prayers. And just walking through town, bringing that idea. You know how last week we talked about sacred activism? This walk is sacred activism. It's not going to be a chant. It's not going to be a protest. It's going to be a walk for peace. How lovely is that? So that's next Saturday at 2 o'clock starting at the Peace Bridge and then going through downtown. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of people there for that. Membership drive, if you want to be a member, you know how to do it. It's in the newsletter. It's on the website. If you have been a member forever, you need to re-up. So please do that. We need to have fresh rolls every year. And all that information on the website and in the newsletter as well. Our online community groups, we have our Saging group meets on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. This is for our wisdom keepers, 55 and above, and it's facilitated by Sandra and Neil Butler, and they just do a wonderful job. And not only is it a way of bringing community, but it's also a way of discussing things that matter in this lovely online group. And then the Consciousness Seekers are Monday evenings at 7. That's facilitated by Ron Hahn. If you want to do a deep dive, this is the place to go because they really, really do a deep dive in things having to do with spirituality. And then on Wednesdays, Coffee with Dr. Pat, that's me. We meet via Zoom, and we also, it's not a deep dive. We actually laugh a lot and have a lot of fun and get into each other's romantic lives just a little bit. Guys, don't let that scare you. We really don't, but then we kind of do. But it's lots of fun, and everybody is welcome for that as well. And again, website and newsletter. And my last announcement is a little bit self-serving, but because not everybody is on social media, I feel like I need to tell that. So this happened this week. It only took me 11 years. What can I say? It was really surprising. I sent the application in. I thought it would be months and months, and it wasn't months and months. It was like a month, and I did it. So I am now a dual citizen of the United States and Canada. And just because I didn't expect them to all land on the same day, but they did. Today, St. Patrick's Day, I also call it St. Patricia's Day, is my 38th sobriety birthday. Life is funny when you do it, huh? When you work it, isn't it? That guy, Vern and I were just talking about that before the service. So, okay, so that's all of my announcements. We're now going to we enter into the more sacred part. Although that was pretty sacred. You know what? I'm thinking that's pretty sacred. What we're going to do is I'm going to call up all of our ministers and practitioners who are part of the healing arm of our center. Reverend Val Benedict, Reverend Darlene Chase, Reverend Marjorie Contenti, Reverend Doug Craig, Reverend Monica Cromer, Reverend Leslie McNamara, and our licensed practitioners are Amy Bishop, Connie Chow, Pele Delamini, Ron Hahn, Valda Harris, Sabrina Morrow, Tracy Peterson, Lance Raff, Gail Verdi, Fran Watson, and Lucille Warone. Just take a look at this group. Can't you just feel the vibe coming off of them? They're here to serve you. All of them are licensed practitioners. And what our job as practitioners is to know the truth about you, even if you've forgotten it for yourself. Because the truth is, you are perfect, whole, and complete, exactly as you are. Nothing needs to be added, nothing needs to be subtracted. Spiritually, you are perfect. And we forget that sometimes. And so these people are here to remind you of that truth. So after the service, if you just want to say to one of them, hey, can I have a minute? And they'll be kind of hanging out in the back of the sanctuary there. And just let them do a spiritual mind treatment, which is prayer, with you. And just observe how the shift happens. So what's going to happen is Amy is going to lead us in a chant. And then Gail, our practitioner for the day, will give us our spiritual mind treatment. So if you would, please.
If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God. If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God. If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God. If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God.
Thank you. One infinite intelligence, one creative being. It is limitless, knows no boundaries or borders. It is infinite. And I am in this universe. It is in me. We combine together as one. It lifts me, it fills me, it guides me. And what is true for me is true for everyone here today. I am in the universe. It is in me. Every cell in my body is happy and healthy. Every little gray cell in my brain functions perfectly because I am whole, perfect, and complete. And as I release these words into the law, I am grateful and wait in joyful expectation for their manifestation. And so it is.
If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God. If you listen to yourself in the quietude, you might hear the voice of God.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Amy and staff. And thank you, beloveds, for being here and being in service to our center. And I apologize for the microphone mix-up. I'm not used to using the handheld. So, our music, hey? What do you think of these guys? Elevation. They are all that. They are all that. So please welcome our house band, Elevation.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go. Oh, the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know right now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what each day brings. 'Cause you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. it out. Just stay in the here and now. And let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes the deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes the deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. We all do amazing things. Amazing. We will do amazing things.
Welcome to my world. Oliver, could you bring the stand up? Wow, elevation. That was Amy Bishop on vocals, Oliver Miguel on sax, Steph Chapman on keys, Luis Tovar on percussion, and Daniel Nava on bass. Whew. I said to our guest speaker, welcome to my world, because I often have to get up and give a talk after something like that. Now he's going to find out what that's like. Our speaker today is Neil Williams. And Neil was on the selection committee when I was hired here at the center. He was on the board and on the selection committee. And I remember when he called me, I was living in California, kind of going on about my business, and he said, "We want you." Yeah. been a ride for 11 years, hasn't it? What Neil brings to the table, he has worked in the nonprofit sector. He has worked helping individuals and organizations build their financial health, but always, always, always with intention and understanding that there is a connection between how we show up and our spiritual life. And we've been talking about him giving this talk to you all for a lot of years, and it just worked out so perfectly today. So without any further ado, please welcome Neil Williams.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, good, thank you. Yesterday, I was thinking, I missed an opportunity. I should have asked Amy to sing a song that really speaks to what we're going to be talking about today. And so she did it. Amazing Things is what we are going to be discussing today. And it absolutely blew me away when Amy started singing, because that is the song that I was going to request. So there is one amazing mind, right? Wow. So please, if you will, breathe with me. I love the way we start our time together. As we breathe in that love, the divine love, and breathe it out to fill this room. One more, breathing in joy, amazing life and joy, and breathing that out as to share with our community. Thank you. So first of all, I wanted to thank you all for being brave enough to come and listen to a fundraiser speak. It can be a little dangerous, right? So let me assure you right up front that I am not going to be asking you for anything except that you consider some new ways of thinking about your giving. And I'm confident that you'll be inspired and get some new ideas. It's a real pleasure for me to be here with you today. This conversation, to my mind, is one of the most powerful and transformational conversations that anyone can have. And so it's quite unique to have a fundraiser come and talk from a stage where you've been so blessed with so much spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. But it's unique, but it's also a profound opportunity for all of us to consider a very important aspect of our spiritual evolution and how we express that out into the world to create a world that truly works for everyone. So today's an opportunity to discuss aspects of our being that may be vitally important to you, but are not a part of common conversation. We'll be talking about expressing our eternal nature in a very particular way by including charitable bequests in our wills and estate plans. Or to put it more bluntly, since we can't take it with us, what are our options, right? There are options. So what brings me here today? As you all know, there's a profound transformation going on in our culture, our families, even in our spiritual institutions. As Dr. Pat spoke about so eloquently last Sunday. And in part, it's due to all the technologies available to us today, in part due to the lasting impact of the shutdown with COVID a few years ago. And in part, it's due to an emerging evolution in consciousness that I know we all feel. And as powerful as it is, we seem to hear more about the other side, about the reactions to the good news, about evolutions in consciousness, about peace, kindness, care for our neighbors and our environment and our world. So there's a lot going on. It reminds me of the 60s, quite frankly, when my generation was the one to defy social norms and all of its institutions. And so the wheel has turned full circle. And again, our culture, including our spiritual communities, are seeing the old ways of being relevant intergenerationally disappear very quickly. And here at the center, of course, we're seeing the impact of this change, but certainly not as severely as most, because it's all consciousness, right? We're able to build something much greater. And so I'm very grateful that we are open to new ideas and new conversations. So Dr. Pat asked me to speak today, not simply because the area of fundraising that I've specialized in for the past 25 years has been absolutely transformational to many charities and spiritual organizations, but because this way of giving is transformational particularly for you, the heart-centered donors who understand and appreciate the application of spiritual principle. So this morning I'll tell you a few stories that I believe will allow you to consider your giving in a new, more holistic, more spiritually grounded and motivated way. And if you're waiting for a call to action, I apologize, there won't be one. I just want to get you excited about the opportunities that are available to you. And I'm truly honored to be able to share these ideas with you, and so delighted that it's my home center that is providing some real leadership within CSL in Canada in this regard. Now, for those of you who are new here today, or if this is not yet your spiritual home, please consider these ideas in terms of those charities that you are close to and that are close to your hearts. And hopefully you will still get full value from these thoughts. My goal for today is simply to start a conversation about giving more thoughtfully through your will, and to help you understand charitable giving a little better so that you can be a more sophisticated donor and make more informed choices when that time comes. Fair enough? Good. So in fundraising, we talk about stop and think gifts. So that is, if someone knocks on the door, on a campaign, you give them $10 or $20. You're not going to think too much about that. It's just something that you do. Done without much thought. We do it simply because it's the right thing to do, and of course, because we're asked. When we consider giving an amount that forces us to stop and think, an incredible opportunity opens up to us. And that is an opportunity to test our belief in the divine laws of circulation and reciprocity, and to align our intentions with our personal mission and vision, and ensure that our choices and actions are in agreement with who we are here to be. So today, I trust you'll have an opportunity to consider your giving from a slightly different point of view, and with your family and partners in life, to take the time to think through what is important to you, and to consider if acting on any of these ideas is the right thing for you to consider. So I get lots of questions about fundraising. Isn't it hard? Or I could never ask for money. Or, what has inspired you the most? Well, I'll answer the second one first. It's the donors who inspire me. Amazing, amazing people. And these people whose stories are sometimes equally as heartbreaking as they are heartwarming. But they have fulfilled their desire to be of service in whatever way they can. And no, it's not hard, because I don't approach it as asking for money. My process is I like to have deep, personal, and purposeful conversations with people about their lives, about what brings them meaning. And the desire on their part to do something about it just naturally evolves out of these conversations. So no, fundraising for me has been a blessing, not simply because of the constant community building, but because I can work with amazing people doing amazing things. Yeah, boy. I've been doing this joyful work for more than 25 years now, and as a result, I've become quite experienced working with vision-driven individuals from all walks of life. I focused on what has been called planned or legacy giving, outlining the mutual benefits, that is, benefits to both the donor and their charity, of including gifts in their wills and estate plans. So at that practical level, it's been a very fulfilling career for me. But at a deeper level, it's also been enriching beyond my imagining. I was just completing my ministerial studies with Reverend Marjorie and Reverend Barbara in Toronto, and a few other brave souls taking those classes when I took my first charity position. And as I settled into my charity work, I realized that that was my ministry, helping donors achieve deep personal satisfaction by fulfilling their philanthropic goals, and in the process, supporting the work that is vital to our communities. And visibly improving the lives of young, old, and in between, struggling due to financial, educational, physical, emotional, and social barriers. It's immensely satisfying work, as you can imagine, because, as I mentioned, I was not, in fact, asking for money. I was talking to people about their greatest passions, their reason for being, and helping them find ways to express exactly that. In the process, I developed a number of workshops to coach young people new to fundraising to help them create donor-centered, values-driven practices of their own, which continues to be one aspect of my passion for this work. And now I've come full circle. The past few years, I've wanted to bring what I've learned back to my spiritual home, and today's a milestone on that journey for me. You see, working with donors, well, thank you, thank you. You see, working with donors has opened my eyes to the working of spirit in magnificent ways. Some donors are very wealthy, others not at all. But they share one thing in common, a deep desire to be of service, to give, wherever they see the greatest need. They are compassionate, generous, joyful people who celebrate life by engaging in it, by participating in the divine flow of creation and doing the work they deeply believe is theirs to do. That's right. No matter their philosophy, beliefs, or background, they are practicing metaphysicians, practitioners of the highest order, not only living a life from vision, but acting from that vision. And in the process, fulfilling their version of CSL's mission of creating a world that works for everything, for everyone. So exciting for me. So why do they give? Again, the question could be answered on many levels. We've touched on one of those reasons. It's because it fulfills a deep innate need within them that seems to be fundamental to the human condition. We help and support each other. That's how humanity is defined. It's why communities were created. We're hardwired to be of service. There is something about giving that gives full value back to the giver. There's a wonderful reciprocity. And of course, for those who have studied the spiritual law of reciprocity, that ever-evolving circle of giving begins with us. Our activation of this divine principle creates in us a wonderful feeling of connection and satisfaction. We can truly inspire ourselves. Our giving is a powerful demonstration of what is important to us, a manifestation of our passion for life, and a vitally important extension of our life's purpose. So often we hear that we are not measured by what we gain, but by what we give, right? We read in the paper of magnificent gifts by wealthy people who are honored for exactly that, their philanthropy, which is simply the love of humanity. But please know that philanthropy is not reserved for the wealthy. Some of the most amazing gifts that I've seen are by people who are poor, ill, disadvantaged, and as a result have had a full circle experience of the life-giving joy that comes with a selfless gift, first as a recipient, then as a donor. Our conscious participation in our giving lifts our spirits, feeds our souls, and if the studies are correct, actually makes us happier and healthier people. The benefits are both transformational and significant. Our teaching's founder, Ernest Holmes, speaks rarely of giving in and of itself. Instead, he speaks of it in terms of activating our abundance as a key element in the law of reciprocity, whereby our giving is returned to us manyfold. In his book, A Holmes Reader on Practical Wisdom, he includes a prosperity affirmation titled, "Divine Abundance is Forever Manifesting in My Affairs." Dr. Holmes says, "As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence, forever seeking an outlet through me. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibilities. Or as the great teacher Jesus famously said, give and it shall be given unto you, good measure. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. So as we consciously and intentionally give, we find ourselves not simply in the flow of divine abundance, but initiating that flow. Exciting, right? We can initiate it through our giving, but also simply by being grateful. Gratitude is a generative energy, the energy of abundance. And so to be intentionally grateful is to open ourselves to the abundance of the universe. The return, pressed down and running over, is rarely the motivation when one makes a charitable gift, but it is a promise and a principle that it shall be our experience. But there's also a more practical answer to the question of why people give. That is, they give because they've been introduced to a cause that's important to them. They've been shown how to give, and perhaps most importantly, it's a principle of fundraising. They've been asked. If you don't ask, well, don't expect anything, right? So with your permission, I'd like to go through two of those steps this morning. That is, let's discuss the teachings of Science of Mind, and specifically this center as a charitable cause worthy of your support. Then allow me to encourage you to consider new ways of giving. As for the how to give, the workshop this afternoon focuses on strategic charitable giving and how a well thought out plan can create a significant impact for the causes you care about, and with little impact on your after-tax net worth. And I know you'll find it very informational, but it's just that, it's just information. And this morning my intention is to be a bit more inspirational and to speak to the deeper aspects of who we are in relation to our charitable nature. Several years ago, my friend Abe was on the tennis court. He was living his bliss. Abe had been a very successful realtor and property manager and was now retired. He was very involved in our center, leading social events, even serving many years on the board. And as board chair, he was a great friend of everyone and was truly a force for good in our center and in the world. Getting a rhythm, he was stroking balls over the net, and suddenly he stumbled and fell. The doctor said his heart attack was so profound that he was likely gone before he hit the ground. Without warning, a hole was left in our spiritual community and in our hearts. We were left to mourn and to wonder. Sometime later, a letter arrived informing us that Abe had left a gift in his will to the center. Initially, we were surprised. There had been no indication it was coming. But as we thought about it, we realized this is exactly the kind of consideration that Abe put into so many aspects of his life. The bequest arrived at a very opportune time for our center, as there were expenses related to our building on 17th Avenue that were taxing the budget. His gift from a lifetime of work and caring was very welcome. And it got us through a tough time, just as Abe himself had done over the years. So in recognition, we named the boardroom in our former offices for Abe and installed a photo and inscription so future boards would remember and be inspired themselves. Abe and I never talked about a charitable request. I regret not having that conversation with him. And now I'm left to wonder what his motivation was. Was it for practical tax considerations, the kind of reasoning we'll discuss a little bit this afternoon? Or was it more personal, deeper, an expression of his spiritual nature, a natural extension of his place in our community? I have to assume it was both, for Abe was both a practical and a spirit-led man. I learned later there was a history of heart trouble in his family, which left me to wonder if he had considered his mortality, or more properly, his immortality, and saw a gift by will as a gift by, from, and for his eternal nature. A gift that will survive him, speak so eloquently about what was so important to him in life and what he wants to continue to support after his passing. But that's what a charitable bequest is. It's a powerful declaration to yourself and to the world what you believe. It's your testament, if you will, of what you want your life to be, to mean, to be remembered for after you are no longer here to speak for yourselves. And so this morning, the question I'd like to propose is, what does this teaching mean to you? How has it been transformational in your spiritual development and in your experience of life? In what ways have you been enriched by what you have come to know about Spirit and your relation to it as you sit in this sanctuary on Sunday mornings? What's your dream for your center and for this teaching? Would you like to better secure your center's programming for children, for students, for practitioners? Or would you like to participate in taking this teaching beyond the walls of this center to be expressed in direct service to our greater community? Perhaps even the kind of social activism that Pat talked about last week. Think of the good this teaching has brought you. Is the transformation you have experienced something you would want to be more available to your family, your community, and to the world? Have you ever taken the time to consider what it is that would be most meaningful to you eternally as a remembrance of your life well lived? Or even taken time to consider that you could do something in that regard and, as a result, make a true and tangible difference in the world? I recall a conversation I had a few years ago with a business owner while I was working on a campaign to house thousands of people experiencing homelessness in Calgary. I asked her, "What keeps you up at night?" Tears came to her eyes. She took a moment and then she explained that when she lays her head down at night, she's struck by the thought that there are many women in our city that do not have a safe and warm place to lay their head, let alone a pillow. They're alone, afraid, and at great jeopardy out on the cold, hard streets of Calgary. Needless to say, I didn't need to ask for her support. It was freely given. A large annual gift backed up by a bequest so that the interest earned would continue her yearly donation after she was no longer with us. You see, she understood that a gift in a will is much different than your weekly or monthly giving, and even different than a large gift during your lifetime. Lifetime gifts tend to ensure that your charity's urgent current needs are met. Gifts from your estate will be received at some future point, so by definition are not for current needs. What they do is serve a broader, longer-term mission and vision, a mission and vision that ideally you share. Dr. Holmes tells us that life is an eternal givingness, the offering of the cosmic self to the joy of its own fulfillment. We are a part of this joy, and we find fulfillment only as this joy passes through us to others. Everything moves in circles. We short-circuit our own good when we refuse to pass it on. So my question today is, what is your good? What is your personal vision? And to what extent do you see the center as the means by which that vision is made real? This is a powerful conversation to have with your family around the dinner table, and with friends over coffee. If your personal vision is in alignment with the vision of CSL, then I'd like to ask if you would like to do something in a very intentional and meaningful way to act on your vision, and in so doing, further the mission of your center. Now, you may be thinking that you're already giving all you can, and for that, I sincerely thank you on behalf of members and the board. It's a fact that you must first take good care of yourself, your personal needs, when considering your giving. When we're considering this, what we're considering this morning is an estate gift, not a gift from income, and therefore not one that will impact your financial being at all. And of course, you want to ensure that your heirs and other friends and family members are well taken care of. And again, I agree. So after ensuring your own well-being and that of your family, I'd like to ask you to consider the charities important to you, and specifically your spiritual home. It can seem daunting at first, but once you realize that whether you make a gift for which you receive back a significant tax credit, or not make a gift and give up a significant portion to the government in taxes, the after-tax difference to your heirs is actually quite minimal if you plan properly. And that's the kind of thing that I'll be explaining more this afternoon. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to speak with many people who've decided to take this step. I recall one man in Saskatoon. He was quite severely disabled as a result of a car accident. He was living on a disability pension. He had no income to speak of, but he did own his home. He was facing brain surgery, and his doctor suggested he put his affairs in order. He decided that the most important thing to him was to support the charities that had supported him and enriched his experience of life. And so through his will, he chose to donate his home after he no longer needed it, and in so doing created the promise of a profound impact on the lives of other disabled people who would be the beneficiaries of his amazing generosity. Another couple I had the honor of working with had done very well financially. Both were accountants in Calgary and would have a substantial 7-figure estate. They had planned to donate about $25,000 and leave the remainder to their nieces and nephews. Admirable indeed, but was there a strategy that could better achieve both their desire to support their extended family and their favorite charities? And so I demonstrated to them how, by increasing their charitable gift from highly taxed assets, such as registered funds, they would be creating tax credits that would result in their extended family still getting a significant bequest, but with their charities benefiting significantly as well. And so they chose to leave much of the taxable portion of their estate to charity, leaving the resulting tax credits to their nieces and nephews. So again, amazing generosity facilitated by a plan. A woman from Sherwood Park I worked with had lost both her husband and son. Unimaginable tragedy. In their honor, she created an endowment to fund a student bursary in their names, that they might live forever in the education of young people coming up in the trade that both father and son had enjoyed so much. Such an amazing expression of love. Every gift is different because every giver is different. So, how would you like to be remembered? What exclamation point do you want to bring to your life? And will you do it? If you're inspired to take this conversation into a more practical realm, I invite you to join me this afternoon. So, as we wrap up, imagine. Imagine a world that works for everyone, where every need is met. Imagine everyone being honored for who they are without discrimination or recrimination. Imagine your own sense of joy and satisfaction knowing that you have made a meaningful difference. Imagine your dream realized. Today, I am imagining this center and its members having a higher vision through giving from our eternal nature. And in that, creating a more powerful experience of community and a more joyful and enthusiastic expression of spirit than ever before. All I ask is that you give. Give your personal mission in life a fuller expression. Give your spiritual home a stronger assurance. And please, give yourself a chance to reach beyond your grasp, to grasp the hand of the divine and be one with the greatest giver of all, the eternal Spirit within. Spirit in me clearly sees and honors that Spirit in you. Namaste.
Thank you, Neil, so much. I'm very inspired. I didn't know what he was going to talk about. I mean, I had an idea, but I'm very inspired. Thank you. That was really wonderful. And I think we have something in store for you. Not you, them, through you all. Please, please welcome again, Elevation.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. Well, I wonder if you care. No need for greed or hunger, no. It's a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No, I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine all the people living life in peace with you. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us if the world live as one. Imagine, imagine.
And we have a saying in this teaching that we're all part of the one mind. And when something kind of quote unquote coincidental happen and we say, oh, that's just because we're part of the one mind, that was an act that both those songs were part of the one mind because Neil did not request either one of those. Part of the one mind. Isn't that amazing? That is really something. Yeah, yeah. So this is the regular ask when we regularly talk about how you can support the center in a real and tangible way as well. Online people, you know the drill. E-transfer is a lot of people's favorite way of doing it. Also, being part of the conscious commitment where you can talk to Lance with the blue card. Can I see that for a second, Marjorie? Thank you. If you're part of the conscious commitment or you give through the through e-transfer, but you still want to participate in that intentional giving, we have the blue cards, and you put those in when the basket comes by, and it feels good to be putting something into that. And if you want to be part of the conscious commitment program, you can talk to Lance, and he can get you set up on that. Okay, so we did make ushers. Thank you, wonderful ushers. We did change things up from how we used to sing our song, which was "I Thank Love for Everything." We're doing. Oh no, we got to do conscious giving before. Let's say this together, keeping in mind what Neil just taught us. Here we go. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is, and so it is. Okay, this is our new song, and we're going to teach it to you. So everybody, let's stand up and sing this together. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Hey, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Woo! I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Louise having the last word. Whew. That was something. What a day, hey? I'm loving it. Let's bring in the kids.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello! Happy Sunday, St. Patrick's Leprechauns Day! Oh my gosh! I believe we have 11 or 12. I can't count or see straight. We had so much fun. Look at your mama face. She's right there. There we go. I think you guys keep saying 10, but there's not. Okay, cool. So today we continue to paint rocks for the Walk for Peace that's happening on Saturday, March 23rd. If you are able to make it out, come meet us down at the Peace Bridge for an hour and 15 or so walk to commune and to be together and to walk for world peace. And these kids were so excited to take part in it. They will get to take one rock home to add to their collection, and the rest are being donated. So thank you to the kiddos. I do have some speakers today. You don't want to speak anymore?
We read 2 books, but we didn't find the other book, so.
We read Wayne Dyer, Incredible You. Actually, the kids read it. So thank you so much. Please consider volunteering with the program. Please consider bringing your kids, any sort of grandchildren, or just any other kids that you know. Fun Day is for ages 4 to 12. I'm going to stop there. I'm so tired. Thank you. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, Miss Rachel, so much, and thank you, kids. It's awesome to see all of you guys. 11, you said we had 11 today? I don't know. Rachel says, I don't know. Okay, so we're... Thank you, Marquita. Thank you, Marquita, for being our volunteer and our helper. So much thanks. Okay, so let's everybody stand up. We're going to do our closing. You guys, most of you know the drill. Set the rocks on the ground, and you're going to rub your hands together like this. And we're going to send our energy out to wherever it's needed. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Have a wonderful day. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon that will go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Hey, because I'm happy, clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel That's what you want to do. Oh, here comes bad news talking this and that.
Yeah.
Give it all you got and don't turn back.
Yeah.
I should probably warn you I'll be just fine.
Just fine, just fine.
No offense to you, but don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm happy. I belong if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. I belong if you feel happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. I belong if you know happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. I belong if you feel happiness burn to you. Bring me down, can nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can nothing. Happy, happy, because I'm happy. I belong if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. I belong if you feel happiness is the truth. Hey, 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 hey. I belong if you know what happiness is to you, yeah. I belong if you feel that's what you want to do. Have a wonderful week, everybody.